This should be interesting. We've got some sockeye salmon, some heavy whipping cream, some flour, some hot sauce, half a lemon. We've got some parsley. We've got a jalapeno and 3 cloves of garlic chopped up. We've got fresh basil chopped up. We've got a 1/4 cup of butter, and we've got a cup of tomatoes. It's actually a coffee cup, but hey, it worked. So we needed a cup of tomatoes, so we're ready to go. We've got some water starting to boil, and we've got some homemade noodles that Susan made. We're going to boil those inside, and then we will add them to the cook out on the Blackstone. Before we get to the Blackstone, we are going to add a little olive oil to the salmon. Just kind of rub it in. I went a little heavy there, but that's all right. It's running off the sides. And then we are going to hit it with some Blackstone Cajun. And we want to, this is going to act like a blackening agent. So we're going to doctor that up real good. Can't have too much Cajun seasoning, I don't think. And then we'll be ready to take them to the Blackstone. We've got our cast iron skillet here. We've got a 1/4 cup of butter in it. It has been sitting on the Blackstone, so it's good and hot. Next up, we're going to add in our chopped up jalapeno and about 3 cloves of garlic. Be sure and get all that in there, so we don't want to miss out on any of the seasoning. We're going to let that go for just a minute, stir it around, and then we're going to be adding some heavy whipping cream to it. This is making our sauce. Oh, look at there. That looks really good. It's going to be nice and tasty, and it's going to be screaming salmon. Cajun screaming salmon. So, looking bubbly delicious. We're going to add in some heavy whipping cream. Boy, that's looking good. We'll add just a spot more. Now we're going to go ahead and add in some fresh basil and tomatoes. There's a cup of tomatoes and fresh basil. Boy, that's going to be tasty, tasty. We're going to go ahead and just stir that up. Nice and colorful. We're going to let that simmer for a little bit. And then we are going to get the salmon down. Nice and colorful. Gotta love it. And man, I wish you had smell-o-vision, because that is smelling great. All right, that is looking good, mixing up well. We are going to add in some self-rising flour just to thicken it up. You can use regular flour, self-rising flour, it really doesn't matter. What we're wanting to do is just thicken up the sauce a little bit. And then we're going to add the noodles to this. Susan's in control of that, so that is going to be done here shortly. And I got to say, I got to get a pot holder or a hot hand, because that is hot. Boy, that looks good. If you over thicken, you can always add some water. If it's not thick enough, you can add some more flour. Mine had gotten a little thick, so I added a little water to it. That's looking nice and creamy. Now, we're going to add some sriracha hot chili sauce. I mean, if we're talking Cajun, we got to heat it up, right? We'll mix that in. Oh yeah. We're getting a nice pink color out of it. That's what you want right there. Nice pink orange. And it's about time to go down with the salmon. Oh yeah, that looks perfect. Look at the color of that. We'll add the noodles to it in just a minute, but let's get the salmon down. We're going to add the salmon seasoning side down first. And it's already got oil all on it, so we're just going to throw it down, let it sizzle up, and we'll let that go for about 4 minutes. While the salmon is cooking, we're going to go ahead and add the juice of a half of a lemon to our sauce. Oh yeah. Uh-oh. I watched Todd Toven do this at Blackstone Products, and he ended up with a seed in his. Looks like I've got a seed in mine, so I'm about to get it out. I got the seed out. Now we're just going to stir that up a little bit. I've actually even turned the burner off on this side, so I don't want it to dry out too much. Noodles are about done, and fish is looking good. All right, let's give the salmon a flip. Oh, look at that. That really looks good. Look at that nice blackening sear right there. That's what we were looking for. And now it's time to stir the sauce, and we're about to add noodles. That's a nice sauce right there. You've got the butter, you've got the garlic, the jalapenos, the tomatoes, you've got the hot sauce. You got everything in that. And now let's add the homemade noodles that Susan made. She took the flour, cut it up, made the noodles. Everything within the noodles is homemade. And so we're just going to mix that up now. We want to toss that around in there good. Get all of those noodles covered up with that luscious sauce. Oh, look at that. Boy, that's looking tasty. We want to make sure we've got a little sauce on every bit of the noodles. And then we'll be plating that, adding the salmon. Boy, that smells good. If you've watched this before, you've seen my little trick of once you sear the skin side, you can just pull it right off, just like that. So we're going to do that before we plate this. Then you don't have to worry about the skin in your meal. Time to plate it up. Well, that spoon's not going to work. Alright, and we still got a little onion to, or not onion, but lemon to go along with it. And then we've got some parsley to put on top. But that's looking pretty good. Man, I think that'll eat. A little parsley on top, a drizzle of fresh lemon. Sure looks good, smells good, but now we've got to give it a try. As the Wall twins say, looks good, tastes good, or it looks good, smells good, but if it doesn't taste good, then it's all for naught. So let's give it a try. Little noodles and sauce. That's pretty good. Nice little bit of kick to it, but got to try the salmon. Oh, lost that one. We'll try it again. That's pretty tasty. What do you think, honey? She's over there with a mouthful giving a thumbs up. So if you liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you know how to do it better, let us know that as well. And be sure and hit the subscribe button. That way, and the notification bell. That way you'll be notified each and every time that we put out another video. Till then.